Good morning, Hollywood. It's David Poland with David Reads the Trades. It's 11:58 a.m., so technically it is actually morning. And my voice, you may have noticed, sounds terrible today. Why? Not because I have a cold, but because I have a microphone issue and I'm going to get it fixed over the weekend. So Monday it'll sound normal again, but today it sounds like tinny kakamund, as my mother would have said back in the day. This is episode 167 of David Reads the Trades on this lovely holiday, Valentine's Day of the 14th of February. Monday is President's Day. What does that actually mean? I don't know. It means my wife and child are both home from school, uh, from work and school. And school for my wife work happens to be school. So, there you go. Anyway, let's go through the trades. There's not much to say. Voting is going on for the Academy Awards. Um, Things are wrapping up. We're getting to the end of another season. Oh my. How could we possibly live with ourselves going through the end of a season when it's not the beginning of a season? Um, it's always nice to have that break, isn't it? But the thing is that next year's Oscar season is already well underway at the places that are actually going to release these movies. And in the next couple months, they will have pretty much decided 65% of what's going to happen next year. Obviously, they have to jump through the hoops that everybody has to jump through. But we're on our way. Captain America Brave New World, terrible, terrible movie that I wrote about yesterday or 2 days ago now. It seems like years ago. It seems like yesterday because the pain is still in my heart. I really wanted the film to be good. I have nothing against anybody involved. I really want it to be better than it was, but it's really kind of crap. $12 million in Thursday previews. They're still looking at a $90 million domestic weekend, which is okay. It's not disastrous. Ain't good, but it's not disastrous, but it ain't good. But it's not disastrous, but it ain't good. It really depends what it does second weekend, whether, we'll see how it goes. Euphoria is shooting, and so now they're cast conversations. Beast Mode will be on the show this season. So good. There's a segment here where Ari Emanuel backs Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Kind of, it's being overstated. It's being overhyped. It is time to stop having this conversation. Please, just give it a break. We can stop. We're not involved. They should stop. We must stop because it's stupid. And I'm actually just could not be more sick about having the conversation. There is a there. One of the trades is talking about the Goonies is now go go go, and the reality is they hired a writer. So they hired Patsy Panzarello, who wrote Old Henry, which is a massive, massive hit. So therefore, the Goonies, yeah, it's actually a good movie, but the Goonies. So we'll see if Goonies 2 happens. We're a long way from actually knowing that. Disney has their lead story here, the must read, you need to read, is that people were pissed off at Disney about Disney kind of capitulating to Trump, as everybody seems to be capitulating to Trump and DEI. It's a DEI kind of world. It's going to be very interesting to see whether the Academy actually capitulates to Trump before too long. There is a program there where they have to gather their people of color and women and different ethnicities and so forth to report to the Academy, uh, reach a qualifying level of being allowed to compete for the Academy Award. It is a program that is stupid to begin with, frankly. It is taken from the BAFTA program, which is based on the idea that BFI gives money to movies. So you have to do certain things to qualify for money. The idea that you have to qualify to compete in the Academy Awards is dumb. See, I think there's smart DEI and dumb DEI. This is dumb DEI. And it probably should go anyway, but it's going to be interesting to see whether the Academy will go in a different direction or whether they got the notice of the Trump people. If we see it on Fox News, we'll know the Academy is now on the target in the crosshairs, and we'll see what they do from there. But the Academy just may be left aside because not many people are watching the show. We'll have to see if they do more than 15 million people watching this year. Okay. There's really almost zero news going on, so I'm going through here. There's a date change. Iligo's moving a week later, and Jim Brooks has a new movie coming out in the fall, in September. Of course, the trades immediately say it's an awards movie. Well, it's in the middle of September. It's not really an awards movie. There are very few movies that basically take the birth, which is you go to Toronto, do your junket there, and then release the movie in theatrical within a week or two. That's not really a good way to get an Oscar. So no idea how the studio feels about the movie. No idea how the movie is. I hope for the best because I love Jim Brooks as much as I hated a couple of his films in the last few films. But he is, for me, one of the masters of the art. And I'm looking forward to seeing whatever he's putting out. So I hope that will be better than not. Who is it? Rogue Sutherland says he's bullish on the indie cinema sector. He's from CA Media Finance. Well, I'm glad he is. Somebody's got to be, for God's sakes. And there's no reason why there isn't a business there, but you have to build the business. One movie here and there is not the difference between this part of the business working or not. This is true of theatrical. This is also true of the big movies. It's not so much, I don't think, and this is a conversation people have, that you're getting the audience into a habit of doing something. But the idea is like Netflix, you fill in the cracks. So, genre films, which include comedies, dramas, they're not for everybody. Everybody doesn't want to see Adam Sandler be silly or whomever, but you need to start programming these things again in theaters because people want them. There's a reason why Netflix programs everything. And it's not because it's necessarily good, but there is an audience for all of the stuff that Netflix creates, better or worse. And the same is true in the theatrical business. Some things are going to bomb. That is going to happen. You got to be careful. Marketing has changed a little bit. It's a little cheaper now than it was, instead of going up, 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 and up, which it did for a while. But you gotta give the audience a chance to go do the thing you're trying to get them to do. Otherwise, you're kind of dead. The lead story of Variety is Bradley Cooper's next movie. His follow-up to Maestro will include Andra Day, Will Arnett, Sean Hayes, and Laura Dern. None of which those are surprising. We'll see what it is. Closely held. Timothy Chalamet strips the tank top in Berlin. That's news. You see, I haven't seen Ramin Satuti's little name there on anything in a while, and boom, there it is. Something stupid and gossipy and truly meaningless, and Ramin is there because that's who he is. That's his work as a journalist, is bringing us the stupidest things that you can think of that go to a trade magazine. Popular, perhaps, because gossip is popular, as we know from our good friend, whose name I'm not going to mention, but the Puck Schmuck. But, yeah. Again, Goonies 2 officially in the works. Yeah, they hired a writer. Calm down. Calm down. Oscar predictions are, again, sponsored in Variety. Means nothing to anybody, really, ultimately. And more Euphoria. Now AP is banned indefinitely from the Oval Office because of Gulf of America, which is actually called the Gulf of Mexico and will be called the Gulf of Mexico when Donald Trump is gone. What I'm really horrified about is the idea that Donald Trump is going to try to change the Kennedy Center into the Trump Center before he's gone. And I, 98% guarantee that is going to happen. He's going to try to do that. And nobody's going to shoot him because, the only people who shoot at Trump are people who are Republicans, apparently. People who voted for him because they're so disappointed. As I'm not a political podcast. Okay. What else we got? How to watch Yellow Jacket Season 3 online without cable. Get Paramount Plus. It's not really complicated. You can't really watch it with cable unless you have Showtime. So just get your Paramount Plus with Showtime and you're good to go. I hate that they do these stories and they run them as news in the Hollywood Report on a regular basis in that little side thing. And they did it again for the SNL show. How to stream the show. Maybe it's on Peacock. Is it on Peacock? It doesn't say live. I assume it's on Peacock in some way. It'll be on Peacock forever. Handmaid's Tale sequel. We talked about this before. The Armie Hammer comeback has begun, sort of. Now you know we're desperate for anything. Yellow Jackets review. And the same stuff that was there yesterday. Looking for news there, but there is none. So we'll move on to IndieWire. Another Yellow Jackets review. That's their lead there. There's a story on John Fithian looking to eliminate wasted effort in the distribution with a new platform that's called Attend, which is now going into beta, kind of, with one movie, and we'll try to start really rolling out in July. So we'll see how that works. I guess this is mostly an interview with John Fithian, who I am friendly with. I must acknowledge, I should acknowledge, more than anybody else will acknowledge at the trades. So there you go, about the reality of relationships we all have over many years of doing this. There's see in their news section, they have sponsored stuff. It's a mess. Okay. Then there's like they're doing a piece about Bella Bajaria, who did an interview with Matt Bellany that is truly comedic to read, because basically he keeps on going, I think this is what it means, and she's like, no, it doesn't mean that at all. We didn't say that. You're misleading. You're doing the wrong thing. Oh, you're wrong, and I'm right. And that's pretty much I'm not doing a Matt Bellany imitation because my nose is a little stuffy today, so maybe I don't need to do anything. And he doesn't really sound like that. He sounds better than I just sounded, but he sounds funny. He really needs to have his deviated septum fixed. He'd be a whole new Matt. He would be a swoonable movie star, though he is in the upcoming season of The Studio, where he, of course, I'm sure is thrilled to be there, and they mock him, even though I don't think he probably will understand that he's being mocked. Because he's that kind of guy. He thinks all publicity is good publicity. If you're a Matt Bellany, gossip is news. Black is white, white is black. Saturday Night Live had a rocky history with queerness. Now it's scarier than ever, says Wilson Chapman as they wrap up Saturday Night Live week. That's true. They're kind of having a gay moment. But they've had this gay moment for a while. And there's actually now one going on The Daily Show. And there are actually people who are out, and gay people who are just fine. And, it's not the first gay women that have been on Saturday Night Live, so I'm not sure what we're all excited about, nor the first that are out. So go figure that. And then an interview, I guess, with Anne and Ryan Latanzo, I assume up at Santa Barbara, with Jeremy Kleiner and Dee Dee Gardner, who are with Plan B and are always terrific, even in Mickey 17, which, of course, got good junket / friends of family reviews online, but is, from everything I've heard, sadly, inside of Warner Brothers, they think it's a dog. So I hope it's not a dog. I love director Bong, and I hope that it works out. But meantime, they're trying to figure out how to get the thing at least to open, so it's not a complete disaster, is my understanding of it. And I, by the way, I love the start too. I love everything about it. Is for me, including Mark Ruffalo, except that apparently it's not very good, which happens because not every big swing ends up in a home run. First lesson of Hollywood: not every big swing ends up in a home run. Anyway, sorry about the terrible sound of my voice. Besides the normal terrible sound of my voice, but I will have this fixed by Monday. And thank you for listening, and have a great, great weekend. Go see Led Zeppelin, or Becoming Led Zeppelin, in IMAX this weekend if you want a treat. And IMAX is the only way you can see it, I think, right now. And it's the best way to see it. And it's a lot of fun if you like Led Zeppelin, which I do. I like the coming of the band movies, and I love the music, and it's just a great experience. And Sony Classics has taken their big swing with this movie. In the meantime, of course, they're hoping that I'm still here, and their Best Actress nominee will also have a big couple weeks with the Oscars coming up. But most critically at the moment, in terms of what you can do, if you've not seen I'm Still Here, go see it. Or watch it on TV if you're an Academy voter and haven't voted yet, or even if you have voted yet. It's so worth seeing. Even if you voted for something else because you didn't see it, go watch it because it's really worth your time. And then in theaters, this is like free promo for Sony Classics for no good reason at all. But go see Becoming Led Zeppelin. And with that, I will leave you. Have a great weekend. I will have a whole different voice on Monday. Kind of. Thank you for listening. Have a good one. I feel like I feel anxious. I'm having a Jewish goodbye thing. I don't want to really say goodbye, but bye. Bye.